So, Dale, you were talking about aliens. What makes you assume that this one's going to be?
Well, the fact that aliens themselves are just cannon fodder.
Yeah,
it's Alien as opposed to Aliens, which is what I've been asking for since.
you reckon?
2000.
I mean,
I don't know if it'll be good or not, but it's certainly got more potential than anything else I've seen.
I think it's come out too soon. I think I don't know if they've been developing it as long as they developed Colonial Marines, but
it's a different dev.
Was it?
You could argue it's a different genre, different game entirely, because the difference between Aliens and Alien was just night and day.
I mean, I'm thinking one of the small minority who liked Colonial Marines.
Yeah, you are.
I mean,
I never played it, but I assume
it wasn't.
Like it.
You know, it wasn't the Citizen Kane of Bleeding Games or anything, but the fact that you could walk around, have this hope, and all these like different locations and see things from the films.
The environments were right. The gameplay was shit.
What annoyed me was, like, even before the game came out, I was looking at it, and the gunplay and the way the aliens reacted to gunfire was inferior to Aliens vs Predator, which was a game that was released earlier.
Yeah.
So I thought, what am I playing it for then?
Genuinely, I wanted to be like the kind of monster genre game, you know, a bit like Amnesia, where you're hiding from.
Well, I mean, that's what they're going for now, isn't it? Clearly, they're going for an Amnesia type.
It's the right way to go about it, though, in my opinion. It's supposed to be they're supposed to make it scary, not supposed to make it scary about survival, not about killing as many fucking aliens as you possibly can.
Well, the Alien franchise is about killing as many of them as you can now.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Originally
the original actual good horror, the best.
The original
one,
is one of my favourite films of all time.
Obviously, I mean, I don't get me wrong, I love Aliens. It was a great film. I'm not taking that away from it. I really enjoyed it. It's one of my favourite films, but Alien is a better film in every respect.
Yeah, I suppose in some ways you're right. It's just the franchise has been built off of Aliens and not Alien, hasn't it? That's the problem.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. They went the road of Aliens, which I suppose is all right, because you couldn't make the same monster scary film to film. You probably could have made 2 films out of it, and then it wouldn't have been scary.
I don't know. I do like the aspect of, you know, like the hive aspect where there's hundreds of them in like eggs and shit. I like that whole thing of Aliens where like they're coming through the walls and there's thousands of them on the scope.
No, but again, it's ridiculous. I don't mind there being loads of them, but then you'll just mow them down like the pissies there.
Well, you think they're not like mental things. I mean, they have got what they call pulse rifles. I imagine they're like pretty high quality rifles.
No, Stuart, it doesn't make sense.
It did annoy me that there's supposed to be these, like, the first one, it built it up as this like apex predator, like really smart, like instinctively knows how to, you know, avoid threats and stuff, and yet in Aliens they all just run down a corridor towards a unmanned turret.
Yeah, true. I did like that though when you find those turrets in
it was a badass action film, but it wasn't a good Alien film.
Max made the point perfectly there. In Alien, the alien is more capable of hunting on its own and not needing to sacrifice 100 brothers to get past a gun. It was supposed to be intelligent.
What was the story behind? I mean, it's just like the egg thing.
It was supposed to be intelligent, but on a primal level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the difference was in Alien they didn't have pulse rifles. If they had a pulse rifle, it wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, and that's my reasoning behind it. I'm saying pulse rifle is probably a high quality.
Admittedly, like, the Marines were better armoured, but it doesn't explain the aliens' behaviour in the film compared to the first film.
Yeah, in the first film, the alien was very intelligent.
Yeah, admittedly, the alien did kick some ass in the first film.
I started saying, pulse rifles, this, that, and the other. That's still like what? Dozens of aliens running down a corridor towards a turret.
Well, to be fair, that was deleted.
Was it
deleted? Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't know.
That's not in the main. That's not in the main film.
I didn't know that. That's strange.
You could argue that it is now, though, because in every director's cut since it was included.
Yeah, I also might add when it's shown on TV or any movie channels, that's in it.
Yeah. I suppose it's in a way it's a tense moment. It's like it'd be great if it was a different kind of animal. You know what I mean?
It was a great scene, but it wasn't true to what Aliens was at the time. But again, I reiterate, that is what the Alien franchise is now.
Well, you could argue as well, to an extent, that those were like different types of alien. Those are alien warriors. They're kind of like just kind of fodder off, basically. They're not the super smart queen or anything like that.
Yeah, but it wasn't the queen in the first one.
I know, but they're different types of alien.
I wonder.
But it looks exactly the same as the ones that were being murdered by the gun. So it's the same alien.
I'm just wondering if in the first film,
the differences.
In the first film, it's just one alien, isn't it? Like it's just one thing. Yeah. So maybe it's survival instinct kicked in, because it's one animal. And that's why it was so good. Whereas in the second one, there's a whole bunch of them. Maybe they've let the guard down or something. Because you got to imagine an animal can't.
I sort of see where you're going, but
I mean, yeah, because any animal that's cornered is instantly more dangerous because it's been cornered. So it's one animal on its own.
But it wasn't cornered. It was hunting. It wasn't cornered. Well, it was hunting.
In the same way, like there's more people there.
I do see where you're going. Like it feels threatened, so it's more aggressive or whatever. But the difference in intelligence, I don't think there's any evolutionary benefit to having lowered intelligence when you're in a group.
Yeah, although little girls.
That's one of the things as well. Again, the first alien also had some sort of semblance of self-preservation. In the second one, he didn't give a shit.
That's what I said. That self-preservation because it's the only one there. It's.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
I see where Dale's coming from as well. Like he's coming from the point where like in the second film that there's a queen in charge of it and sending these obedient warriors out. But was that really necessary? Was it necessary to have like a hierarchy and stuff?
True. I don't think it was.
And although admittedly,
kept it vague. The less you know about a threat, the more scary it is.
Yeah, now you know everything. You got Prometheus about the bleeding, start of him and all this kind of bollocks. Don't need that anymore, do you? Did anybody watch Prometheus, by the way?
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. Well, odd, but good. They're making a sequel as well, aren't they?
Yeah, bound to be. Probably made a shitload of money.
How so? What are they gonna?
Well, that woman and the android have been confirmed to star in it, so presumably it follows them.
What, going to the Alpha Human home planet?
Probably. Me and Dale jokes like went from alien to alien, so it's probably going to be called Promethei.
But yeah, the game, definitely looking forward to it. Although I need to see more of it before, because I mean, all the shown so far could easily be pre-rendered cutscenes. They've not shown any gameplay to me. You know what I mean? I've seen the screenshots. That's all that seems possible. All the screenshots over and over again.
If next gen wasn't looming, I'd call rubbish on the.
Can I just point some out as well about Dale's point?
Go on.
Can I point some out about Dale's point about the alien controlling him? The Queen, sorry. The Queen would have been the first one. It was on the same planet and everything like that, so the Queen would have still been there, controlling it.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
I don't know enough to.
You only see it in the second one. Same planet, same ship. The Queen's on that ship. It would have been there.
Also, it's the same planet they go to. Aliens is the one they find.
Yeah,
they
take her back, don't they, or something?
They take her back.
It's like, is it like dozens of years later and she's been in cryosleep?
It's like 50,
built a
56 years later. About 50 years later, because she was in cryosleep that long.
The family goes out and finds a lair and all this shit.
The planet, aren't they? But the Queen is there in that ship as it would have been the first one. So the Queen would have been controlling. I suppose the Queen might have been more cautious with the first one.
Yeah, because true, I do get the
There was only one. That might be the case. That's another way of explaining it, I suppose.
I mean,
the Queen might have thought, I've only got one here, got to try and preserve it.
My reasoning is the fact it's one alien, it's cornered, it's just animal instinct, that's all.
I think the Queen would have been in hibernation, wouldn't she? Because all the rest are still in hibernation.
Possibly, but how would it hunt about its Queen? That's not how the hive mentality works. It would just stop.
It was forcefully hatched, wasn't it? Did they cut into it or something?
No.
They did. I'm sure they did.
No.
It was. Yeah, it went on his face while he was still in the suit, didn't it? In that cavern.
So what are you looking for then in this new game? What does it have to do to make it the perfect alien game for you?
Just not be an action game.
Yeah, I get the feeling there's still going to be some pretty epic set pieces in it though.
No, I just don't be an action game. That's all.
Well, I think they said there's no guns in it. Just that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't understand what your problem is, Stu. I think there's been so many action games for Aliens.
No,
so many.
I don't mean that. I mean, I like it's just amnesia games and like all that. Outcast and all these other games are all becoming really prevalent, and they've got to do something really special to make it a good game.
He's got a fair point. It's starting to become quite ingrained that gameplay style.
I've played so many like scary games now. Like it needs to do. I mean, I'm gonna buy it on the Alien franchise alone. You know what I mean, on the name alone. But it needs to do something special for me to be like, wow, this is amazing. I'm hoping, from what I've seen, the authenticity of the levels and everything, and the images they put out make it look really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like they've made it have that really cheesy 70s sci-fi look with like all the monitors and shit. So.
There's a few other games, sort of sci-fi horrors as well. There's that moon-based one where you've got like the really low frame rate scope on your gun, so you're always a little bit behind what you're tracking.
Oh yeah, Routine is it?
Yeah, that one. And there's another one where like another similar one where you wander around a space station. There's quite a few.
I wonder if Dead Space would lend itself to that kind of game, like Condemned type shit.
If you could do that, but it wouldn't be a Dead Space game, so you could do that with any, franchise really, or make a new franchise entirely.
And I love Dead Space 1. It had the right. It got horror and action right.
Yeah.
Dead Space 1 reminded me so much of Event Horizon.
Oh,
Yeah, it did,
I got
yeah.
proper Event Horizon.
Event
feel from
Horizon.
it.
It's a great film that as well.
Yeah,
Pretty sure it was an inspiration.
I love Event Horizon. It's one of those films I can watch like start to finish anytime it's on. When the first time I saw it was at yours, Dale. And
Was
just
it?
freaked the fuck out.
Remember that?
It's because he chloroformed you.
Propped you up next to me while I was watching it. Put your arm around my shoulder just in case.
Oh no, not again.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Send me a kiss, my wine. Baby, my heart's on fire. If you refuse me, honey, you lose me. Then you'll be left alone. Oh, baby, telephone and tell me I'm your own.
Check, please.